Engineer. Mesmer with elite. I think that's it. So Warrior, Guardian, and Engineer are the only ones that have access to a shield baseline. And the only one of those three that... Herald? Yeah, I said Rev with elite. Revenant and Mesmer with elites. So the only one of those three that could use a gun baseline is Engineer. It could be a class based on that. Only one of those that can use a pistol with shield baseline is Engineer. Ellie gets a shield. It's a ranged weapon. Elementalists get shield. It's a ranged weapon. They throw it like Captain America. Let's see. 67%, by the way. Double shield warrior. Tank guard. Shield wizard. Yeah, it might not have anything to do with the gun at all. Shield could be metaphorical. Like a tank spec that doesn't use a physical shield. Example, Guardian can make shields, quote unquote, out of energy. Whether they are using a solid shield or not. Same with Elementalists. Elementalists have a summon shield, don't they? It's like Earth Shield or something. Earth Shield. I think it's Elementalist Earth Shield. Where are we? 89% on that load. Let's see. It goes to Earth Shield. I'm just Conjure Earth Shield. Yeah, it is Earth Shield. Yeah. What are the other people saying? Nothing with any substance so far. Ranger can finally use shields. Yeah, I doubt it. They already said we're not getting new weapons. Revenant's getting two-handed shields. Engineer Bastion. Captain America, Defensive Ranger. Let's have it go. Alright, I'm just letting this run with all the problems we've had. I'm just gonna let it go. I feel like this is more Bastion if you think like a tower or a fortress. Yeah, possibly. Let's see. Gilwars 2 Reddit. Let's see what they're coming up with. Infinite Aegis. Yep. Alright. Let's see what they're saying, if anything. There we have it. What a lucky year for Rev with 9 new elite specs. Paladin, Tank, Warden. I would kill for a Guardian spec that made shields act more like a shield. I do love Shield 5 Bubble. Bastion, Engie that summons walls like Earthbenders to defend their allies and force certain movements. Chokes in PvP/copium. 4 walls with gun emplacements. Ranger Warden would be awesome. That would be awesome, but they already said we're not getting new weapons. Where's the exact quote? Hold on. Where is the exact quote where they said we're not getting new weapons? I want to see their exact wording on that. From Wilds to what's next? Hang on. Okay, here we go. With our next expansion, we're taking the next step. Elite specs are making a return, this time designed to work together with the flexible build crafting we've been referring over the last few years. However, these new specializations won't come with dedicated weapons. Instead, each one introduces unique profession, mechanics, a new trait line, utility skills, an elite skill, a healing skill, a distinct playstyle without locking you into specific weapon or equipment loadout. So, won't come with dedicated weapons. So, I read that as, you know, Ranger's not going to suddenly get access to shield just because, like, of this class or whatever. Dedicated weapons doesn't mean we don't get new weapons. I feel like that's some major copium. Like, the what you did to that sentence is like when a kid's like, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching... Like, that's what you did to that sentence. You know what, if they change conjure weapons to unlimited time, Ellie's only attuned to that element and they could get a bow as a weapon? Yeah, maybe. 100... God, or it's... I swear I'm still in the Rogue Trader section. I'm freaking... I don't know what's going on with this. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna Google this. Let's see. Rogue Trader game locking up after Drukari ship battle. What is happening? Stuck load at 100%. Here we go. Experienced stuck 100%, not giving the option to press key to continue. Finally killed the elusive contempt, which was a tough fight, only to have it get stuck like this. Verify your game files. Try deleting all except save files, portraits, and screenshots. Blah, blah, blah. Usually helps. If you got mods, make sure they're updated. Getting the same thing coming out of the same battle. Once after losing, trying to reload previous save. Once after winning the battle, no mods. I'll retry after verifying if this wasn't the second time I've gotten locked out of progressing in 2 days after running into a soft lock. Also, the same thing as super slow to 100%. Once it gets 100%, just gets stuck. I verified the files. I don't use mods. I'll try to continue with another quest. No issues outside of the elusive contempt quest. I'm having the same issue in random space battle in Trinitos. Maybe something about space combat. It's a space combat bug. Hopefully they fix it. At this state, I can't play the game anymore. Also gotten stuck at 100% with no chance of continuing the game, besides forcibly closing it after winning a space battle at the Rim Station. I managed to get around the bug by completely reloading the fight. Not from the autosave that happens at the beginning of the battle, the bug will happen again no matter what, but from an earlier save before even initiating it and finish the fight. Oh my god. Long shot. Well, that's awful. Okay. All right. Let's force close the game. Okay. And let's see, I haven't done this in a while. Where's the verify files thing? Verify. All right, let that run for a minute. Okay. While that's going, let's see. Definitely Bastion. That Crenellation sells it for me. Guardian still missing. No idea. I agree with the Writ icon. I'm not even sure that I agree that that's the Paragon icon. Again, Paragon always had the open faceplate helmets because of their shouts. They didn't have it closed. Shake it off! Like, I don't know that that's Paragon. It could be. It absolutely could be, but I'm not a firm believer that that's Paragon. I do believe that that dagger is Ritualist. I do believe the banjo is Mesmer. I want to believe that the cards are Thief. But that, and that. Those five, I'm not locked in on. How do you feel about Shield being Paragon? It could be. Because you know what else would work through those slots? A spear. You could have a spear there. You know, like if you were like, you know, bracing for an incoming hit, like if someone on a horse was charging you and you just had your shield propped and had your spear in it. It could be like spear and shield type thing. Okay, the verifying cache thing finished. All right. Opening that back up. So I am going to try one more time loading to before that battle even started. Because it is true that after winning the battle and then being forced to do it 3 more times, that we had to, we used a save file from within the battle to keep trying it. So battle 2, 3, and 4 of that were within that battle. That is super stupid, though. Let's see. Load game. That was it. Alright, that's before the battle started. If the first one isn't Paragon, what could it be? I don't know. So you think Paragon could look like this? No. I mean, cute picture, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. Give me a sec. Okay. Here's a guy with a shield that has like a notch, and see there's like a spear or a lance going through it. Similar to this is what I was thinking of. See, here's a few shields that have like openings for that type of thing. See if there's any others here. I'm late to the party. What's up, Arius? Okay. Should I just try to skip the Drakari patrols this time? Is it so buggy? I don't know. You failed to get past. What are you talking about? I guess. Oh my god. All right. So it still says I got caught. Whatever. My theory is you'll never guess. Yeah, I might never guess. It's like. All right. Let's try this again. Hello, smart people. What's up, Jersey?
Time for a round of space regicide.
Space regicide. Nice. So we got double misses from our ally as soon as the battle starts.
Engage the lads. Engage the macro cannons.
And we got a miss there.
Let the macro cannons.
We got a
sing
miss
their
there.
twisted song.
Alright, so 3.5 out of 5 shots missed. This is a god-awful start. So on some of our attempts we killed that on turn 1. This time we got it low. Lucky. Okay, that's gone. Alright, Interceptor got the kill. Made up for the misses. Alright, Yui, Laser.
Unleash our fury.
More Interceptors. Shoot. I boosted my range, but it doesn't quite reach them. Actually, he's facing away from me. Don't warp wave him, because that might point him toward me. Nice.
I stand ready to serve you and the Imperium.
So it
Lord
restarted.
Captain.
So we got an enemy there. There. Nope, that's us. That's us. Where's the other one? There's the other one.
Voidmaster, if you please. Engage the macro cannons.
I could pull up right next to it and shoot it, but hold on. Let's strafe a bit. I don't want to get caught in the explosion if it blows up.
The symphony of macro cannons.
All right, we are out of shots. Warp wave. Lucky. All right. I wish I could zoom out more. Mike, can you do a quick save or reload before every skill to make a perfect battle? You beat it 2 times already. The thing is it, yeah, I could do that. That would be very time consuming. And like, for example, at the beginning of the fight, I missed 3 times in a row, but then the next shot hit really hard and killed the guy, which completely made up for the misses, you know? So it's you don't always have to just completely throw in the towel after, you know, like a bad roll or something, because it might, you might make up for it. I'm still full health, so it's worth continuing to try this IMO. Alright, let's do a swing run and Yui.
The destination is known.
I don't think that will get close enough. No, it did not. Good. Landed a few hits. Alright, there's 2 ships there. Good lord, that one's got some speed. Not only did it catch up, it also passed me. Okay. Barely tickled it, honestly. Alright, boarding party to get that one below full health. When they are below full health, that's when, if you use Warp Wave, it damages them.
Sail upon the seas of void. The destination is known.
Miss.
Engage the
Miss.
macro cannon.
Warp Wave. Okay. Shields are all pretty high, so I'm not going to use restart shields yet. Interceptors. RNG loves me. What's up, RNG? Welcome back. Thank you for the support. RNG not currently loving me. Alright, the Heartless did some damage there. That's good. Let's see. Boarding party. New heading, allowing me to turn sharper this turn.
Set course. Engage
Lance.
Initiate macro cannon barrage. Sail upon the seas of void.
Nice. Those are some lucky rolls. A lot of those said 30% chance to hit, but we landed a few hits in a row. Alright, interceptors. Damage from the fire from the boarding party. Enemy ships there and there. Shields are down on the left-hand side, I think.
The destination is known. Voidmaster, if you please.
Can't use boarding party again yet. Shallow jump. Reboot shields. One interceptor's destroyed. Heartless doing some damage. Force that one to turn.
Sail upon the seas of void.
Lance.
Fury.
Little bit of damage. Deploy more interceptors.
Voidmaster, if you please.
Close. That's the danger in this. Is even if you got like dots on them, you got their ship on fire, you really need to finish them off. Because even when they got like 1 hit point, they can still fill you full of holes.
The destination is known.
was a good hit.
Let the macro
That was not a good hit.
sing their twisted song.
Can't restart the shields right now. Shields on the front of the ship are damaged, but on the back they're pretty high. I'm gonna shallow jump right in front of it, which is a little risky. Nope, that did not go where I thought it was gonna go. Our ship is 2 tiles long, and it showed me moving there. I thought the back of my ship would be there. So, okay. Well, now he's just aimed at my weakest spot. So now when he is exploded, it might hurt me very bad. Not as bad as I feared. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, that was an hour of my life. Alright, so, we had to reload to a save file before the battle ever started. Apparently, using any save files that were in the battle were doomed to fail whether I lost or won. Dang. That's rough. I hope they fix that. Repair ship. That is quite the glitch. So if any of you play Rogue Trader, if you get to a point where it's stuck at 100%, you need to completely... 7 flamethrowers. You need to completely restart the battle. Again, scan. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Third one of these I found. You're a stronger man than I would have raged out. I mean, it was frustrating, but not punching drywall today or anything. Nothing there. I'm out of extractiums. Alright, save game, because this is going to be dealing with the Eldari. Someone said turn into a potato. Okay. Sure. The Augur crew picks up a heavily damaged Xenos void ship among the countless rock masses of the asteroid belt. An Eldari vessel beyond a doubt. According to the Von Valancius archives, about 100 standard years ago, the Imperial Navy set up a barrier in the system against pirates and the enemies of humanity. Countless primed mines are still scattered among the wreckage. The Voxmaster manages to tune the ship's systems to an unconventional frequency, and the bridge suddenly fills with the chime-like Xenos voices. Drawn out and mournful, they sing in an unknown tongue, but every officer on the bridge can sense that this is a dirge. Answering the call, Irliet jumps to the cogitators, startling the officers on the bridge with her sudden jolt. In the hopes of understanding the Monkey technology and figuring out how to help her kin, the Eldari runs in circles around blinking vid screens, but the mysteries of the machine god elude the Xenos. Then she turns to the Lord Captain powerless. Irliet is asking the Elantok to help her kin who have found themselves trapped in a snare of fate. The Eldari are enervated and weak, and their song is a cry of despair, a cry that is fading. So none of this is dogmatic. So I was expecting a dogmatic option to just shoot them, but it looks like I don't have to take that. Echo says, have the game at 100% complete. Makes me sad at the end. No spoilers, don't worry. What's up, Echoes? Yeah, I have, back when this game first came out, I played a playthrough on hard mode. So I have seen the ending of the game, but I have not done any of the DLC content, which is what we're doing now. Logic 100% success. Logistics officers led by Master Helmsman Ravor are ordered to plot a course for the rescue shuttle from the Dynasty's flagship to the Xeno ship and back. Now all the crew can do is hope that the calculations are correct and that the veteran officer's experience has not let them down. Mukluk Von Valancius sends a actually, wait, they might attack me on sight. We need to talk to them first. The Rogue Trader orders his officers to establish communications with the Eldari vessel. The Xenos do not respond to the incoming signals. After several attempts, the frequency tuned by the Voxmaster gets lost and the mournful song fades away. inquires after the state of the vessel. The Eldari vessel's hull and engines have presumably been damaged in a collision with a smaller celestial body. However, it is impossible to prove or disprove this hypothesis at such a distance. The Xenos vessels differ too much from those of the Imperium. Alright, well, we made a plot. We plotted a course with 100% logic. Send a shuttle with an experienced pilot and scouts in hopes that the smaller vessel can bypass the ancient mines. The shuttle's into the asteroid field. The pilot proceeds with caution, confidently avoiding the chunks of rock and nearly imperceptible mines. However, when the shuttle reaches the Xeno ship, the rescue team's report catches the bridge crew off guard. The vessel's starboard side has been breached by the macro weapons of an unknown Imperial void ship. There are no survivors. Shielding her eyes, Yirliet closes them and clutches the spirit stone at her breast. Coming to, the Eldari does not speak for a time. With notes of sadness in her voice, carefully picking her words, she concedes that the Elantok did all they could to save her kin, and yet it is the Monkey who are responsible for the loss of the Eldari void ship. Saddened by the pain and hatred that humans have wrought upon her kind, Yirliet quietly leaves the bridge. Sometimes it's simply impossible to outrun fate. You found some Xeno artifacts! Alright. Quick save, just because paranoia with all the trouble we had earlier. I hope they start tomorrow's stream with, how did you guys enjoy the 9 new Revenant Elite specs? That would be scum. Let's make that route easier. And travel there. Lord Captain, urgent report. We've received an astropathic message from Regent Aranto Orselio. The navigators are concerned about the fate of Cassia, who disappeared from Urak 5. The Regent is requesting an update on her current status, and he has also inquired about the possibility of a personal meeting to negotiate and to arrange the return of the Lady Navigator to her house. The psycho-emotional coding of the received message betrays acute concern, but it also contains something that the astropaths have failed to put into words. If you'll excuse my forthrightness, I feel it is necessary to tell House Orselio the truth. Otherwise, a conflict with the Navis Nobilite is possible, which, given the current state of the Kronos Expanse, will only play into the hands of the enemies of the Imperium. Tell House Orselio that Cassia is safe and that the rogue trader would be honored to meet in person. I'll see to it, Lord Captain. The astropaths will transmit your consent. Representatives of House Orselio will be waiting for you on the capital world of Dargonus. Receiving members of the Navis Nobilite is also always a delicate matter. Please make sure to discuss the details of this meeting with your Chancellor upon arrival. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitators stopped obeying the tech priests, and for a few precious moments, the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns and accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old rumors about the cursed ship. The Immaterius released us from its grip this time. Chart rounds. Nothing new. Alright, visit. Lord Captain, we have cross-referenced the key characteristics of the system with our astronautical chart data. The planet Phoebos 6 is located here. The problem is the augurs detected an unusual change in the atmosphere, not unlike a massive release of toxins. It appears that something unfortunate has happened on the planet's underground storage facilities. It is impossible to land safely on the planet just now. Unknown ships are cruising in the system. No need for any cog to analyze it. I can decipher this telemetry easily, Xenos. The armory and artillery crews are standing by. Is the ship full health? Yeah, it is. Alright, quick save. The sad thing is, as Warhammer 40k, they may be an actual curse on the ship. Well, I know what it is, but yeah. Bunch of cargo. Alright. Hey, Muxer. Hi, Aja. This planet can barely sustain